LT, you should be waiting on the story, aren't you? My granddaughter's here, LT. My last little. I don't know. I was in Las Vegas for a second with my brother. I got to get back. Where are you at right now? This is autism, people. We don't need TV. We have our own. We have our own. We have our own. That's a catamaran, LT. Yeah, well, if it's got a V bottom like that, or like that, or like that big over there, that's a V bottom, and that's a hole, and the bedroom is down there, LT. It's down inside there, bedroom. But when you got a catamaran, then it's got two sides like this and this big hole that's up underneath it. Well, there are bedrooms down in these holes too. They just got two. That is one big ass catamaran right there. Dang, that's a whole lot of catamaran. That's a little bit more than I need. I like that. No, that's still more than I need over there. There's bedrooms down in there. Like, what, the one with the T and the 2 over there? And then a V bottom. Where are you at? I'm trying to get to where I need to be. I'm back in LA right now. I was out there for about 15 months. Jesse's backyard for a while. Cato Caitlin. You people don't know it. You littles don't know it. Cato Caitlin. Man, he didn't pay. He just crashed in OJ and Nicole's pool house. He never paid no money to Cato. Cato Caitlin did not pay. He just crashed in their pool house. Well, that's me for the last 2 years pretty well. I stay in some hotels here and there, but I even wanted to take up residency here, and I crashed at the Seashell when I got down here and paid for 2 weeks so I could find the place that I wanted to be, rent an apartment, a house, whatever. And then we got kicked out of the Seashell like 2-3 nights later. And that's when this whole bug thing, and there ain't nobody working no more. None of the branches and bureaus and everything, so I can't do anything. I just can't do anything. We talk about LA? Yeah, Jesse's backyard. I boosted the Holy Grail right underneath Sheriff Roscoe's nose. I sent it to the president's wife, the Don's lady, for diplomatic protection. I had next day that bitch the next day air. I knew they was going to take it away from me once I got it. And so I sent it next day air to the Don's lady immediately. It's in diplomatic protection, the Holy Grail. It took me a long time to get to it. I don't know what told me. Well, JC's fault. But I knew where it was. For what I had to do to get to it. Oh, Lord. But Jesse's backyard was attached to Tinder, the back of Tinder's building. Booty call. And they got like this courtyard. Because if they walk out the front door, they're dealing with Sunset Strip. It's homeless and everything else at Sunset Strip. But for the employees, they got like this courtyard that's kind of sucked up into the building like a C-shape basketball court. And the girls used to work out there and get a little bit of outside. Yeah. 2 fences. 2. One at the building, like where the C is. Well, let's close off the C with the fence. And another fence at the basketball goal. 2 fences. The one out on the building, that was all the way across the building. There's no way you could get beside it, but you could get over it if you was on top of Jesse's garage, the outbuilding garage. And then if you go on up to the one that was by the basketball goal, there was 4 inches beside it. So I prepared the Trojan horse, man, all the DVDs and everything that needed to be, because they got hardware on top of that roof, people. Dang, those people could get my message out. Look at the hardware on top of that building right there. So I prepared the Trojan horse. And I had to get it over there, and that's a good 30 feet from this fence over to that fence. It's like from here over to where you see Atlantic Fury right now. That's the second fence, and I'm standing at the first fence, and now let's get back up on top of Jesse's garage. There we go. But I'm playing around in the backyard, and she got this big old cane in the garage. What do you call it? Bamboo. Because there was a big shoot of bamboo all growing up together in her backyard, and there was condos right there. Right at her backyard too, right over the fence, and she had a tin can on one that looked like for ancient, and I lifted up in the garage, and you could pick it up with one finger. Well, some bitch, this thing's forever long as there's a garage, and there's a tin can on the end, and I can lift it up with one finger. What is this stuff? And it's the stuff that's growing in the backyard, and I go out and look at it, and there's one not as tall as that pole there, but I mean, come on, it was every bit of 30 feet long in her backyard, and a bunch of others that was 25 feet and then 20. Well, some bitch. I can work this out. I think she used it to probably pass something to one of her girlfriends or friends or whatever, coffee and cigarettes, whatever, right there on that second balcony of all those condos right there. So I ended up cutting that big old boy down. I trimmed it all up and painted it. It meant so much to me to do this job, for my next mission. And I get on top of Jesse's garage with 3 more bamboos, and I put a tripod on top of Jesse's garage. And I take this great big 35-foot bamboo pole, and I cut a little notch in it with a ring like out of a shower curtain. And I end up hooking it through the manila envelope and everything that was the Trojan horse. Well, the outside fence you couldn't get beside, but you could get over that fence on top of Jesse's garage. You couldn't get on top and over the other fence because it went clear up 3 stories high. But there was 4 inches on the side of it. And I managed to lift it up, push it in, let it down. Lift that cane up, push that in, let it down. Lift that cane up, push it in, let it down. I had a boner, people. It didn't scare me one bit. I was like, thank God I finally got something that's exciting in my life. And I finally get around the other side of that 4 inches, and I yank it, and it landed right there on their basketball court. I know it worked. I know they even read it. Because, see, if you mail something to Tinder, they're not going to do it. They're not going to look at a DVD. You're not going to make it in the front door past the security. I succeeded. Because when they come over the other day and they end up going around and they finally yell at me in the backyard of Jesse's, hey, you Aussie retard? Yeah. Okay. I mean, they read it. They saw it. They knew it. I wanted them to broadcast me, and they didn't. So, what does that mean? It means an absolution, people. An absolution, if you understand what that means. I get to say for the rest of my life, I slipped a Trojan horse in Tinder's back door. I slipped a Trojan horse in Tinder's back door. Booty call. Swipe right. Swipe right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And I got the Holy Grail off Jesse's backyard, and I got it out of California, which was a miracle that I'm not dead. They beat me to death and left me for dead, but I stood back up. Yeah, the Don's lady's got it. She got the Holy Grail. God, I got that bitch. I got that Holy Grail. I did. And it's gone. It's protected now. It's protected. It is protected, people. I took my showers out in Jesse's backyard. Man, I don't give a crap about social. You guys are into it. I don't care. If somebody wants to get off looking at my wrinkled old 55-year-old ass, well, go right ahead. Yay, yay, yay. Love her. Go home and love that little right there. Yeah. So I'm taking my shower in the backyard, and I was shaving my balls naked, cleaning and shaving my balls. And the gay guys that are all up in them condos and them sliding glass doors, they videotape me doing it. And they put it online. I was on the 704, and I was going out to Santa Monica on the 704, and there's this girl straight across from me, and she'd look at her phone, and she'd look up at me, and she'd look at her phone, and she'd look up at me. That ain't right. That is not right there, damn it. You know? And the president saw it, and the Don saw it. And my mama was with the Don when he saw it. Can you believe it? And here was his response, which I understand, but come on. Vincent. And my mama look up at the Don and say, what? You know what? I've been saying that boy's whole life. And they chuckle a little bit. And she come back and she say again. And you know what? Just the other day, I realized every single time I say it, I had the biggest damn smile on my face. Mamas, you know, mamas. Shh. I'm gonna stop this now.